Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. I'm Tang StarCraft here with a Zerg vs. Zerg tutorial video on a build I like to call the 1-2 punch. So in the bottom left we have Tang, that's me, and in the top left it's True Blue as the coincidentally blue Zerg. And what this build is it's an economic opening with Zergling speed. So we're going to get 15 pool, 15 gas right into the expansion. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it look like we're going for that really annoying Ling flood, that Zergling all-in. But in fact, we're only going to make about 12 speedlings. Hopefully he's going to overreact a little bit, maybe get spines, banelings, things like that he doesn't really need. Meanwhile, we're just droning up our expansion and maybe building some spines and queens at the expansion to defend. So we're going to completely skip the baneling stage and go right into roaches on 2 base. So there we go, we got the 15 pool going down, gas right after. Notice rallied those 2 drones to build it, as opposed to taking them off mining. And this drone, yeah, even rallied to build the hatchery on 16, so we're looking pretty good so far. A little late, actually, on this worker, but not the end of the world. Just built an extra drone there just to make sure. So when the pool finishes, you won't be able to afford the Overlord right away. Got to get that queen first, then the Overlord, then the speed. There it is. We'll see that speed go down at 100, take out a gas. Perfect. So up until now, we've had a pretty nice economy, but now we reached that 16 drone saturation in the main. And we're not going to touch that for any reason, because we're going to be the one putting on the first pressure. So what we'll probably do is rally both hatcheries now to the expansion, and maybe squeeze out like 2 lings when this Overlord finishes, but then actually go back into drones until the inject is done. So yes, should see, yep, 4 Zerglings are building. Cool, gonna rally to the expansion, start pumping a couple drones. There we go. Now if this were a cheese, we would continue building lings and just, you know, flood the Zerglings all day. But what this looks like to him, if he gets up here and scouts, first of all, he sees more than 2 lings, which is a little strange. And if he did get into the main, he would see that we've removed gas. And for all Zerg players out there, experienced Zerg players know that this type of really early gas with only 1 base saturation is very likely to be a Zergling flood. So he's probably already expecting something like this. And you can see he's building the baneling nest, the spine crawler, and even a couple of lings. Meanwhile, I'm droning. However, oh, he did get in here and scout. However, when this inject finishes, that's when we're building more lings. So we built the 4 initial Zerglings, and we're going to build 8 with this first inject. And then obviously hotkey them right away as you build them. There's the 8. They're all in control group 1. And right away, though, we're moving back into drones, into another queen, into an Overlord, and not staying on Zerglings for very long. Just 12 lings to put on pressure. Get that double inject going, 1 Overlord. Could even get 2 Overlords right here. And there we go, these lings come out. And about now... Oh, what did I do here? About now is when he scouts it with this Overlord. And again, this very much looks like an all-in. So behind, like, he's going to start building banelings. He's going to be building lings and stuff. And if we look at the income, I'm actually slightly ahead. I'm actually quite ahead, 200 minerals per minute in the mineral department. I'm not mining any gas, which allows me to do that. And even if he had a couple more drones, I would probably still be ahead on the income, you know, to 6 drones mining at the expansion already. And throughout this, you kind of have to make a judgment call when you first go up with these lings at about 530. If he doesn't have any spines and he's just pumping all kinds of lings and banes and stuff, you're probably going to immediately start like 2-3 spines at home and expect a counter baneling all in. However, if he does have the spine crawler like this, you're probably just going to get 1 or 2 spines behind it and then continue to drone. So we'll watch this production tab carefully. I am going to get the 1 spine just to be safe. Just going in here, poking and killing some stuff. Trying to get him to build some lings. What do we have in production though? Drones, lots of drones. And yeah, like see even more drones going down. If we look at the income now, pulling ahead substantially in the income. He doesn't know what to build. He's kind of just waiting. And behind this though, I'm getting at least this 1 spine crawler, so if he does counterattack right away, and even that 2nd spine crawler will be started soon. Notice the placement of these spines though when the 2nd one goes down. It's going to be spread out so that if he counter all-ins with banelings, notice enough distance in between that he can't kill them both. So already in full drone production now. He's kind of doing a little bit of a mix. It looks like he wants to push with Ling Baneling and probably drone behind it, which is why I always recommend getting 2 spine crawlers with this build. So many players, I'm telling you, will see your 12 lings, they'll over-respond, and they'll make tons of lings and banelings. And because they over-responded, they'll feel the need to counter all-in you. And if you have these 2 spines already done, you got these 2 queens down here to wall the ramp, and then already have Zergling speed too, so you can squeeze out a couple Zerglings, build more spines at the expansion. It's quite easy to hold those types of all-in counterattacks. But always, always, always get at least these 2 spine crawlers. Notice continuing to drone here. He hasn't pushed out yet. About now, I see it. Yeah, lots of lings and stuff coming. So what do? 3rd spine, probably even a 4th one any second now. What's going on here? See, the spine crawlers are spread out, right? So you can't blow them up with more banelings. And the queens are walling the ramp. 1 queen, spread 1 tumor, and then saves up so that you can transfuse for any kind of counterattack. You could even not build this creep tumor if you wanted to be a little safer and save energy for that transfuse. Couple lings building at the expansion, about 8. But look at the income difference at this stage. Massively ahead, very much set up to defend any kind of counterattack like this. So we'll see how much damage he's able to do. Should be none. Comes up here, sees, these lings, it's great to have just a couple speedlings. Not because I want to engage, but because if he comes in and surrounds the spine crawler, then I can engage with the lings. Or if he tries to go for like a little ling run by up here to squeeze out, kill some of these drones, I can block it off and force him to fight in range of the spine crawlers. What do we have in production? I'm actually droning a little bit here. Some lings, but also some drones. I feel pretty safe. So he does do this little run by here. Oh, need to be careful not to lose too much to these banes. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Probably could have avoided losing all my lings there, but not the end of the world. I don't think I lost a single drone in that. And if we look at the income, I'm going to be basically fully saturating 2 bases with 2 gas, which is what I want. 16 plus 16 plus 6 is 38 drones. So we're actually over the next benchmark. Unless he kills a couple drones here. But anyway, now we're 1 drone ahead. He might get 1 more. And then even a bunch more finished. So we're in great shape economically. Could even cancel the spine if I wanted. What's next though? Gonna get this roach horn. Already have link speed, and I'm planning the follow-up timing, which is gonna be about 20 roaches with a bunch of speedlings. Not even getting the lair, right? It's gonna involve just fully saturated 2 base on the minerals with 2 gas to pump out a bunch of roaches. He has gone for the lair. He's actually already done. He's getting the spire started, but I'm looking to hit him as early as humanly possible. Which means when this roach horn's done, I already have lots of supply freed up. I'm going to start a big round of roaches. I'm going to start a big round. There we go. 9 roaches. This game, I actually missed a couple injects, so I have not been flawless in my macro. And I actually could have probably about 20 roaches building now if I were really on top of my macro, but I was defending his stuff. So just waiting on these injects to finish. There's another round of roaches. Usually you get about 2 injects worth of roaches. And then I'm going to push out with these guys right away. Awesome. And start the transition. Evo chambers, gases, probably lair. I would say the lair's a bit late. There's that next round of speedlings that's really going to help this roach timing. If I were to build roaches, they wouldn't really get there in time. Speedlings will. So here we go. Yeah, he has the mutas out. They're going to do tons of damage and stuff, but we're still going to definitely do some economic damage here. 1-1 started. Lair started. And droning again. Let's see how much damage we can do with this timing. And because he went for such early mutas, he's actually doesn't have much on the ground to deal with this. No spine crawlers left. So we're going to get just free reign into his drones here. Ling's getting here in time, and this is so nice. This is why you want those lings that can kill any drones that are running away. If you only have roaches, slow roaches, you can't really chase these drones down as well. So these lings are going to get a lot of kills. Behind this, still droning. By the way, I just want to mention, I could have definitely started my 3rd by now. There's all kinds of transitions you can do after this roach timing, the slow roach timing, but you definitely have the option of starting this 3rd right away, and then if he's going muta, sporing it immediately, right? Like 3 spores right away, and then a couple spores at the other base too, and you can defend mutas pretty well. Lots of drone kills, gotta love that. Killing all the queens. Any lings he builds die pretty quick. If we look at the income now, pulled again substantially ahead. Even going to kill the spawning pool, which means I don't think he'll be able to kill or build queens, which is huge. So his production behind this is going to be stunted significantly. And I'm going a bit crazy here on the spores. Something like 5 or 6 at the expansion, a bunch more at the natural. I over-droned so that I could do this without losing my 2 base economy. And now I'm just going to pump out Infestors and Hydras and go for a pretty much all-in follow-up. Throughout this whole game, I've basically managed to maintain 2 base fully saturated, whereas he hasn't been able to do that. He's been so busy running around. Get the 1-1 done. A couple Infestors on the way. Should see some Hydras. Speed this up just a bit. There's some Hydras coming down. Notice the bank a bit too high in this game. I took the last 2 gases a little late. And like I said, missed a lot of injects this game. Could definitely be improving that in my own play. But yeah, we basically build a handful of Hydras with the 4 Infestors so that we can fungal his big Mutapack. And then rely on just Roaches to squeeze out the game. So now, if we look at the income, he's actually evened it up. I would actually say he's ahead because he has his 3rd. But his Roach count is much smaller than mine is going to be. And I'm going to have all the Hydras and Infestors to help out as well. So I'm going to have that composition advantage. In this game, I'm even deciding to pull the boys, pull in the drones for that last all-in. And even building Lings behind it as opposed to Roaches, because I don't have the Roach speed, and the only thing that's going to catch up to help this timing attack is Speedlings. So I love doing this. I don't necessarily recommend that players copy me in pulling the drones, but I sometimes do it in games where I feel like I can definitely win with it. So here we go. The big engagement really comes down to positioning. I mean, ideally these Hydras would be a little further back and the Roaches and the drones would be tanking a lot of the hits. But not too big of a deal to have a couple in the front. Hopefully they don't get picked off. Yeah, 1 does. But moving right up close, going to get the fungal down right in this big pack. There it is. And should just be chain fungling it. Fungal. 1 more fungal. Fungal. Fungal, right? And then this army's just overwhelming in size, and there's really no way he can hold it. And GG. I call this build the 1-2 punch because you open with that Ling Flood, right? The 14, was it 14? No, 12 Speedlings just to kind of do a little bit of damage, get some scouting, and force a response from him. I mean, you can actually kill a queen, you can kill drones, you can do significant damage with that first timing. Behind it, we get those 2 spines at the expansion, and we drone up to full 2 base saturation with 2 gas, which allows us to hit that next timing, which is the Roaches with Speedlings. Usually you win the game with that second timing, it's the 1-2 punch, but again, you could throw that 3rd punch if you have to, which is something like a Roach Hydra Infestor, all in, or even take the 3rd, spore it up, and play kind of a more standard Roach Hydra against Muta style. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's the 1-2 punch. If you're interested in getting coaching in this style, I'm offering a special. It is $15 for an hour, so if you're interested in that, go to www.tangstarcraft.com and let me know. Otherwise, guys, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye. Stay aggressive.